Hey guys, this is Coach Evan Chelini with Sand Dune Strength and Conditioning with quick tip of the day. We're going to be talking about mid-back activation. This is really important for us, for anybody who's looking to press really strongly forward or up overhead, or for any of our Olympic lifters that need to learn how to stabilize the bar up overhead, either in their snatch or their jerk position. We've got Coach Rachel here, and she's going to help us out. The most important thing about these activations is making sure that the arm, humerus, is rotated appropriately. A lot of people tend to bias with this outside rotation, and that immediately starts to drive it up into the neck. When we're here, we want to make sure that we bias a little bit of internal rotation and feel it in the right spot. So the three drills we're going to give are going to be the T, the Y, and the W. The W is also called the external rotation. Coach Rachel is going to help us out. First thing we're going to have her do from a standing position is going to be the T. So she'll go ahead and start with her hands straight ahead. Notice she has a slight internal rotation with the elbows rotated out to the outside. This makes her shut down on her trap and her lat. From here, she's going to go ahead and open up to the side, reaching out. She's not too concerned about taking her hands behind her. She's more thinking about reaching to the side, getting as wide as you can, and feeling it between your shoulder blades. She'll do a couple reps to the front, just to demo our T position. Notice, nice straight elbow, nice upper back, that's what we're looking for. Our second position is going to be our Y, starting in a very similar position with a further internal rotation of the arm. As she reaches up overhead into our good Y position, notice we see a lot of good space here, and we see the rib cage anchored down. A lot of people have this tendency to give a nice big arch. We want to avoid that. She'll go through a couple more reps. Very good. The final one is going to be our W, or our external rotation. You hear this called a face pull as well. From here, she's going to start with the arms straight ahead forward, and she's going to go ahead and think about pulling her elbows back and then rotating up. A good cue for coaches. Think about having a barbecue spit. Think about those nice rotisserie chickens that you get from the grocery store. That barbecue spit's going to go through, and she's just going to rotate down and up as she goes through. You should feel this more to the outside of the shoulder blade. The next thing that we're going to show, we're going to have her turn around backwards so you can actually see the activation on her back. So she'll go ahead and face back that way. She'll go through a couple reps on the T. Notice we're trying to see activation in the mid-back, a couple reps there. She'll take a couple reps to a Y. Good space between here, trying to pull the shoulders down, feel it in the mid-back. This applies to our snatch or our jerk position as we go up overhead. And then lastly, we're looking at the W, or the external rotation. You should be more activation of the rear delt, also to the outside of the scapula as well. All three of these play a good role when it comes to supporting our pressing movements, either overhead or bench press. Okay? The last thing we want to cover today is just ways to make it a little more difficult. Once you show good mastery of this and you're feeling it in the right spots, we want to push the difficulty. Once you start to learn how to stabilize the heavy weight overhead, we need to have more challenging drills as athletes. Okay? The way we're going to do that, she's going to take a forward lean. With the change of angle of the gravity, this is going to make the movements a little more difficult. So she'll go through a couple T's, trying to focus, really feel it between the shoulder blades, then a couple Y's. And a couple external rotations, still keeping the rib cage down, still keeping the core engaged, while making sure you feel it in the muscles of the back of the shoulder blade and not in the head of the shoulder or something that would feel more pain than actual work. These are super important. Learning how to stabilize the bar overhead, learning to balance our shoulder structure, because we do a lot of stuff that kind of pushes our shoulders forward, especially in an office environment. And it's really just a good finish out if you do have any heavy overhead days. One quick note, do not do this to exhaustion. Do not do this at the beginning of your workout. If you do that, you risk injury in the long run. You want to save this, reserve it for the end of your workout, kind of have the last thing of the day. Once again, this is Coach Evan, Coach Rachel Thurber with Sand Dune Strength and Conditioning for your quick tip of the day.